Welcome to Lunch with Sandra. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Halloween week. It's a fantastic fall day outside. I'm really happy to be home on my journeys. Had a fantastic trip. The great thing about what I do is I get to travel. Okay, we're going to get right into today's topic, which is how to eliminate drama in your life. So the first way to eliminate drama is to be aware when there is drama. A lot of people, and me myself, before I started to wake up, lived from a place of drama. And it's really hard to understand or be aware that you live in drama when drama is what you are really accustomed to. So being aware that you are in drama is the first step to healing drama. The way that I like to do that is with the emotional scale. So the emotional scale, let me grab it. Ta-da! The emotional scale is a great way to check in. Oh, I see it's reversed for you guys. So I'll post it on the Facebook Awaken Within page. You can go there and get it. But being aware, basically, if you are to rate your emotions from 0 being hopeless and I want to die, all the way up to 10, life is great, I feel joyous, and it's the best you've ever felt. If you're aware where you're at on that scale, it's going to be really helpful to see if you're in drama. Now, most of us understand when we're in drama, when we're down in the really low numbers, but what if you're just feeling like, let's say a level 5 is neutral? Well, what if you're just feeling slightly irritated? So you're at a level 4. You may not realize that you're in drama. So this today's session, Lunch with Sandra, is all about how to, number one, be aware you're in drama, be aware when other people are in drama and how not to get reeled into their drama, and then how to become powerful to pull yourself out of the drama. So the first step is to be aware when you're in the drama. And you do that with the emotional scale. 0 to 5, you're in drama. 0 being hopeless. I'll just read these to you. I want to die. It's shame. I'm bad. 2 is misery, guilt, despair, depression, feeling dejected by others. 2 could be grief, apathy, I don't care, hatred, anger. 3 is fear, rage, anger, envy, jealousy, rejection, sadness. 4 is just frustrated, irritated, rejected. Rejected was 3. Anxious, disappointed, irritable, and frustrated. And 5 is at neutral. So realize, first of all, where you're at on that emotional scale. Use some techniques to check in. How am I feeling right now? On that scale of 0 to 10, how am I feeling? And if you're in the lower 5 numbers, if you're in the 0 to 4 range, 5 is right at neutral, then you're in drama. And you're in what I call your pattern. So being aware where you're at on that scale is crucial to creating a life you love. So everybody just check in right now. Get yourselves grounded into the present moment. Bring your fingertips together. Stick the tongue on the roof of your mouth. This helps connect the governing and central meridians. And just get yourself into this present moment. See what's around you. I see the camera, I see myself, I see some people joining. Smell, taste. What's the taste in your mouth? What do you hear? So use your 5 senses to bring you to this complete present moment. Now that you're in this complete present moment, just become aware. How are you feeling inside right now? Are you feeling just okay? Are you feeling kind of hopeful or excited? Tomorrow's Halloween, you might have some plans, but just be aware where you're at and come right here to this present moment, being aware of how you feel right now. Okay, anybody want to share how they feel? Anybody want to share any drama they're in. We're gonna go over that now. Okay, so how to be aware. First of all, being aware that you're in those lower 4 numbers, below the 5, and say, okay, what's causing that? Excuse me. What's causing that feeling within me? And of course, it's our thoughts. Your thoughts are creating your emotions. You're creating your feelings, and that's creating the vibe around you. So realizing when you go into the drama, you're playing one of 3 parts. There's a triangle and you're playing one of 3 parts. And this drama triangle was created by a psychologist by the name of Stephen Karpman back in 1968. And it's a fabulous tool that I use with my clients in relationships. When you notice that you are engaging in drama in a relationship, ask yourself, which part am I playing? Am I playing the victim? Am I playing the perpetrator? Or am I playing the rescuer? And understand that it's difficult to play one role without another. Although, that's not necessarily true. I mean, if there's drama in your relationships, definitely, then you're engaging with each other in drama. Okay, so realize where you're at, and then ask yourself, which one of these parts am I playing? Am I playing the victim? Am I playing the perpetrator, or am I playing the rescuer? Now, here's a clue. This is your go-to role that you play in drama. So you'll notice that when you're in drama with other people, you will go to one of these roles very, very quickly. For me, I know that I go into being the rescuer. And the rescuer says, here, let me fix you. There's a problem and it's broken. And if I can help you, then that helps me feel valued and needed and very important. So I realize in my life, when drama gets created, it's because I'm jumping in and I'm trying to create being the rescuer. Now, in order for me to play the rescuer, somebody has to be the victim, right? That's kind of easy to find victims in our world because there are a lot of victims. So recognizing when you fall into the role is the first step. Now, let's talk about where these roles come from. Our childhood, when we were looking for our identity, when we were looking to be valued, needed, and important, we went into playing one of these roles. Now realize if you're playing one of these roles, you are in a place of powerlessness. You are not playing powerful on the planet when you're in one of these roles. So first realize that you're in the role, that you're in a place of powerlessness. You got to be willing to own this life right here 100%. So when I recognize that I go into being the rescuer, then I can also recognize when I go into being the perpetrator and when I go into being the victim. Because you don't just play one role. Now you play one role dominantly more than the rest, but you'll jump around. You'll jump around to other roles. So for example, when I'm playing the rescuer, and if I feel like the person may not be listening to me or they're not taking my advice, I might go into the perpetrator. Even if I don't physically hurt this person, like, you need to listen to what I'm saying, then at least be aware what's going on in my head. Like I could be going, oh my gosh, this person's an idiot. They're not listening to me. They don't hear what I'm saying. I just moved into perpetrator. So be aware that you go on that triangle in all 3 positions. You move victim, perpetrator, rescuer, but own it. Own it 100%. Own your life. Own responsibility for your life 100%. This gets you to be in the powerful position to come out of being in the drama. Okay, so first of all, we're aware we're in the drama because of our emotional scale. Second of all, realize which part are you playing. Are you playing the victim? The victim role comes from a place of feeling really, really powerless. All 3 of them are powerless. They all make you powerless, but the victim plays powerless the most. The victim learned that the only way I can get attention is if I'm wounded, or the only way that I feel truly loved on this planet is if I'm sick, tired, wounded, and other people notice me when I'm playing that role. Realize, first, be easy on yourself, because you picked up these roles from the time you were very little, and it's the role that worked for you to give you the love and attention that you wanted in that moment. So don't beat up on yourself right now. Everybody take a deep breath. Be okay that you take on these roles. Okay, be willing to own it 100%. Ask, which role am I playing? We're going through the AWAKEN acronym, AWAKEN. Okay, I use that in all my therapies and all of my sessions. We go through healing a pattern using these steps. Be aware you're in the pattern. Be willing to own your life 100%. Be willing to own you're creating the drama. Rescuer, victim, or perpetrator. Now, if somebody's being the perpetrator to you, you need to get yourself away from that experience, right? In that moment. If you're engaging in conversations and somebody starts doing verbal attacks, then you have every right to say, this conversation doesn't work for me, and we're going to have to continue it later. Because you will have a lot of people in your life that will also show up in the drama triangle and create drama. Because that's probably what they're addicted to. Understand that when you're in drama, most likely, if you find yourself in drama a lot, you're addicted to drama. Or you're attracting people into your life that create drama, and you're at the victim end of it. Okay, let's go into each role that you're playing. First of all, we start with the victim, the feeling of powerless. Let's talk about where that victim role is created. As a child, as I stated earlier, when you were looking for love, when you were looking to get attention from mom and dad, you found that mom and dad were so busy that the only way I'm really getting acknowledged here is if I'm wounded. Because I noticed that when I fell down and skinned my knee, mom and dad paid attention. So therefore, it teaches that, and we're talking a 2-year-old starts learning this, even 18 months I can see them processing, that realize they go into, okay, how can I get love and attention in this moment? And if I wound myself, then I'm getting love and attention. Now, a child that's learned how to get love and attention by being wounded plays the victim role the most. And as an adult, this person will show up in life to complain about their life, to feel sorry for themselves, to really feel everything to the umpth degree, and it always goes back to sadness. It always goes back to woe is me. I'm not good enough. I can never do it. Life sucks. That kind of a feeling. So realize when you're doing that, you're going into that victim role. Realize how often you become powerless and go into that victim role. Okay, so that's how the victim is created. Let's talk about how the rescuer is created. Now, I can tell you firsthand how the rescuer gets created because I did it. The rescuer finds that they get attention by being a caregiver or taking care of the problem. They step up and they go, here, let me solve the problem. And as a caregiver, you also will find that you become an enabler. You move into a position or a role that enables poor behavior. And realizing that you're enabling poor behavior is when you don't set healthy boundaries. And then you will attract perpetrators to come along and show you that you're not setting a healthy boundary. And if you're not setting a healthy boundary, then it will also cause you to go into victimhood. So rescuer, victim, rescuer, victim. Realize that you do that. Okay, so the rescuer I learned at a very young age that I could solve problems. I learned at a very young age that I could be the caregiver. I could be the nurturer. I could be the one taking care of the relationships around me. And then I could be the people pleaser. And by doing those people pleasing, and the rescuing and the let me fix this, you then move into being the rescuer. And lots of light workers, if you're a light worker, if you're in this industry of helping other people, most often you will find that you go into the role of being the rescuer. Now, I see this dynamic in relationships over and over again. This is also called codependency. When you are dependent to somebody's dysfunction, when you become dependent on somebody's dysfunction because you don't want to look in the mirror at your own dysfunction, that's codependency. And enabling and rescuing tends to fall under codependency quite often. Okay, so victim, rescuer. Let's talk about the perpetrator. When do children learn to be the perpetrator? This is when a child is not receiving the love and attention they want, and so they do things aggressively to get it. They might start biting or hitting or name calling. They will start acting out, playing bowling roles because they are getting attention that way. This is all on an unconscious level for a child. Understand that the children, we as human beings, are all looking to be loved, valued, needed, and approved. And so if you're playing one of the roles, that's what it's rooted in, is trying to feel valued and loved. It's trying to feel that connection to love. So the perpetrator was the child that learned to be powerful by bullying others, unfortunately. And they got a payoff in it. In school, they found that they were powerful, that they were a leader. That they found that they could get their way by bullying other kids. They found that they could get what they wanted by aggressively acting out. So a perpetrator as an adult will be the one that's flipping people off when they're on the freeway or on the road. They get road rage. They need to attack others. Perpetrators also, be aware, you can be the perpetrator to yourself. You're calling yourself an idiot. You're beating up on yourself. You are really harsh with yourself. Realize that you can fall into being the perpetrator with yourself quite often. And I call it the drunk monkey that sits on your shoulder that chatters. We all do that. So realize when you're doing it, that does not serve you. Well, you believe it serves you because it motivates you. Maybe you feel like if you beat up on yourself enough, it will motivate you to action. But there's better ways to motivating you, and it's through love and kindness and compassion and realizing why you do what you do. So be aware you're in your pattern. Be aware of which role you're playing. Am I playing the victim? Am I doing the woe is me? Do I feel powerless? Those are the symptoms. Am I playing the rescuer? And am I enabling poor behavior? Am I creating codependency in my relationships? Am I wanting to fix everyone around me? Or am I playing the perpetrator? Am I needing to bully others? Am I doing even name calling in my head? Or if I have ill will towards another person, be aware that that's also being the perpetrator. So be aware when you're playing the parts. Be willing to step out of them. So you have to say, all right, I used to get a payoff from playing those parts. I no longer get that payoff. Be willing to step out of it. Now, if somebody is engaging with you, be willing to put your hand up and say, I can't do this conversation right now. And that's completely okay. Even if the conversation's not heated, you can say, if you can feel those emotions coming up, then you can say, I can't do this conversation right now. And it helps to actually go and write the conversation out, write down the issue. That's a whole nother topic of relationships, of communication that we'll do on another video. But do some journaling, but then tell the person when you're going to come back and do conflict resolution with them. That's only fair to make sure you come back to the conflict resolution. So be aware you're in it, be willing to step out of it, ask, where would I be without these roles? And I will give you a hint, you're going to be really powerful in your life when you realize that you don't need to play the role of the victim, the perpetrator, or the rescuer. And when somebody's playing that role with you, when somebody comes in and plays that role with you, realize that you don't need to engage with them. You don't need to engage in the dynamic of the victim, the perpetrator, or the rescuer. And I recommend that if you're in relationship with one of these, with a person who is addicted to drama, and they're not willing to get coaching, they're not willing to get out of it, then that is not a healthy relationship that you want to stay in. That's one of the clues to tell you you need out of that relationship because it doesn't serve you. Most likely you're the rescuer in that relationship and you think you can fix this person. Stop doing that. Okay, ask, where would I be without this drama? Where would I be without these roles that I need to play? And then gain knowledge about yourself. Understand yourself. Why do you need to play these roles? Understand the child inside of you that goes into playing these roles. Realize that you go into the role based on what I said earlier, based on the child needing to get love, attention, and connection. Okay, so you realize and you begin to gain knowledge. Know thyself. I cannot reiterate this enough. Know what you feel, know why you feel it. Know what drives your behavior. All those thoughts and feelings create these emotions that vibrate around you, that create the laws of attraction, that attract people to you, that attract perpetrators, attract victims, attract rescuers, attract drama. You've got to eliminate yourself from the drama so that you don't attract more drama to you. So own your life 100%. Own all of what's happening to you. As you gain knowledge about yourself, understanding your thoughts, understand your feelings, understand that creates a reaction, then it also helps you to be able to embrace the situation. You came here to have a human experience and you're doing a really great job having a human experience. But you're having this discomfort and you're having this drama in your life so that you can look in the mirror. So that you can go, okay, I own it. I'm creating it. How can I change that? So embrace the situation, learn from it, and come to the now. The now is the N in the awaken that says, in this moment, I am most powerful to choose. In this moment, I am in the now, being able to choose out of the drama, out of the victim, and out of the perpetrator. I choose on the emotional scale to go up the scale. I choose to be not only okay, which is a 5, but I choose to go up into number 6, which is hopeful. That I can break the drama from my life, that I can break the drama from other people projecting it onto me, that I can set healthy boundaries, which you can see if somebody's projecting their drama onto you, what does that put you in the drama triangle? Puts you as the victim. So set your healthy boundaries, walk away, put a time out. And then process it with them when you are managing your emotions and when you're in control. Okay, by following the AWAKEN acronym, it's a powerful, powerful cognitive tool. This is cognitive tools that we're talking about today, which is a big piece of your healing. Remember, it has to do physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. You're getting a new learning mentally. Physically, you get to start doing it differently. Emotionally, you can start to have confidence and be powerful in your life. And then physically, you can start to do your life differently so that you can eliminate the drama and you can even have the strength and the courage to set healthy boundaries in those relationships that are creating a lot of drama in your life. And if they continue to create drama, that you can walk away from those relationships. So does anyone have any questions? I am Sandra Baker, Lunch with Sandra, every Mondays at noon. Next week, I'm going to be in the car. So if I can't get Wi-Fi connection, we will need to maybe do it, we'll need to forego next Monday, but you can watch my videos on the Facebook Awaken Within. Thank you everybody for joining. Namaste, and I really appreciate you guys. Have a great week.